They say winter is a season of stillness, but no one warns you how loud silence can get. When the snow came, it wasn't beautiful. Not at first. It came like a white suffocation, covering the noise, the laughter, the footsteps I used to follow. I remember standing by the window, watching it pile up on the empty streets, and realizing that I was the only one left in my own story. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It's the presence of your own voice echoing back at you, unanswered. For a long time, I thought strength meant warmth. The smile, the light, the softness everyone expects from a woman who has it together. But the truth is, strength is born in the cold. Strength is what you find when there's no one left to save you, and the mirror shows you someone you barely recognize. That winter became my teacher. It stripped everything away. My comfort, my illusions, my plans, my certainty. It forced me to face the black ice beneath every smile I'd worn for others. It asked me, who are you when no one needs you? When no one calls? When no one sees? At first, I hated the question, but then something changed. The nights were long. Too long. I'd lie awake and listen to the radiator hum like a tired beast. The air smelled of metal and solitude. I'd stare at the ceiling and think about all the versions of myself I'd abandoned. The girl who believed in miracles. The woman who built walls disguised as independence. The dreamer who stopped dreaming when life grew heavy. And for the first time in my life, I didn't run from them. I let them visit. I let them speak. They whispered truths I didn't want to hear. They told me I had been running for years, not towards something, but away from myself. Away from pain, away from the fear of being ordinary, away from the silence that always waited for me when the applause ended. It's funny, how much of our identity is built on noise. We drown in validation, distraction, attention, affection, and when it all stops, we mistake the quiet for death. But it's not death. It's rebirth, disguised in frost. Winter kills what cannot survive the truth. There were days when I felt like breaking. Days when my thoughts grew sharp, like icicles forming inside my chest. The kind of thoughts you don't post, don't speak, don't even admit to yourself. Thoughts about ending, escaping, disappearing. But that's when I realized something no one tells you about pain. It's honest. It doesn't pretend. It doesn't flatter. It simply tells you that you're still alive. So I made a decision. If I was going to survive this winter, I wouldn't fight it. I would become it. I started walking alone at night, through the snow, through the empty streets. My breath turned to clouds. My heartbeat echoed in my ears. I stopped looking for warmth. I stopped begging the cold to leave. Instead, I let it carve me, shape me. I became the silence I feared. I became the storm I used to run from, and somewhere along the way I found something. Peace. A dark, steady peace. We romanticize healing as light, sunrise, warmth, spring. But real healing? It's the moment you stop being afraid of the dark. It's the night you realize that loneliness isn't punishment. It's preparation. I learned that winter doesn't take life. It tests it. It asks, will you bend or will you break? Will you bury yourself or will you bloom beneath the frost? The old me would have begged for someone to come save her, for arms to hold her, for a voice to say, you're not alone. But the woman I became understood something deeper. No one is coming, and that's not a tragedy. It's freedom, because once you stop waiting for rescue, you start building your own fire. I began writing again, not for likes, not for validation, just to hear myself breathe in ink. Every sentence was a match struck against the dark, a little flame saying, I'm still here. Some nights, I cried without knowing why. Some mornings I woke up and felt nothing, but I kept moving. I stopped chasing happiness and started respecting endurance. That's what the lonely winter teaches you, endurance. The art of staying, the quiet strength of showing up when no one sees it, when no one claps for it, when even your reflection looks tired of you. You begin to understand that survival is not glamorous. It's raw, it's silent, it's unphotogenic, but it's sacred. And slowly, as the weeks passed, I noticed something small. The snow outside began to melt, not all at once, but in shy patches. A bit of grass here, a drop of water there. It felt like the earth was whispering back, you made it. That's when I understood. Winter was never against me. It was for me. It wanted to see if I could stand alone. It wanted to burn away everything false until only the real remained. It wanted me to meet myself, stripped still, and unafraid. And I did. So here's what I learned, and what I want to leave with you. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your own winter, stop waiting for the thaw. Stop begging for the sun. Let the cold in, because the cold doesn't lie. It shows you your limits. It tests your faith. It exposes what was never solid. But if you can stand in that, if you can survive the silence, you'll find something inside you that no warmth could ever give. You'll find clarity. You'll find truth. You'll find yourself. And when spring finally comes, it won't save you. It will only reveal the strength you've already built. That's the secret of the lonely winter. It's not about waiting for life to begin again. It's about realizing it never stopped. There are scars you can't see. Frostbite that doesn't touch the skin but freezes the heart. I carry mine with pride. They remind me of the nights I could have quit, but didn't. Now when I see the snow fall, I don't flinch. I smile, because I know what it means. It means another chance to face myself, another chance to become more than what I was before. The world will try to tell you that darkness is dangerous, that cold means failure, that solitude means weakness. But listen to me. The most powerful version of yourself is born in the quiet, not the noise, in the shadows, not the spotlight, in the winter, not the summer. So if you're in your own winter right now, frozen, numb, unsure, don't run. Don't hide. Sit with it. Let it teach you. Ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? What do I cling to when everything familiar disappears? What voice do I hear in the silence? And do I dare answer it? That voice is you, the real you, the one buried under years of noise and expectation, the one waiting to be remembered. Let her rise. When the thaw comes, you won't recognize yourself. You'll be harder, yes, colder in some ways, but sharper, clearer, more deliberate. You'll stop apologizing for surviving. You'll stop mistaking loneliness for loss. You'll understand that isolation isn't the end. It's the initiation. Every winter is a crucible. Every cold night is a question. How much of you is real? Answer it honestly. Walk through it with your eyes open. And when the world asks you how you survived, just say, I didn't. I transformed. And that's the truth of it. The lonely winter doesn't destroy you. It recreates you. Because when you've made peace with the dark, when you've learned to love your own company, when you've burned away everything false, you become unstoppable. You become the fire itself. They told me the cold numbs, but they were wrong. Sometimes the cold burns, slow, steady, and merciless. I thought winter had ended when the snow began to melt, when the sun started to flirt with the horizon again. But no one tells you that thawing hurts worse than freezing. See, when you're numb, you don't feel. But when life returns, when the blood begins to move again, that's when the real pain comes. The cold doesn't leave quietly. It leaves scars, small fractures in your spirit where the frost once clung too tightly. And as the world around you begins to warm, you realize you've changed. You can't go back. The first time I felt the sun again, I didn't smile. I flinched. It felt too bright, too honest. Everyone talks about healing like it's gentle, but I learned it's violent. Growth scrapes the walls of the soul. Renewal rips you open before it stitches you whole. And though the snow was gone, the chill stayed. Not in the air, but in me. That's the paradox no one understands. The cold becomes a part of you. It reshapes you from the inside. It burns its initials into your bones so you'll never forget what silence taught you. I walked through spring like a ghost, learning how to breathe again. The world was waking, birds, blossoms, laughter, but I felt detached, almost feral. People wanted to celebrate life. I wanted to remember death, not the kind in cemeteries, but the kind that happens quietly, inside your chest, when you let go of who you were. The cold taught me to stop pretending, to stop performing, and now that I was warm again, I felt almost exposed, naked without my frost. But that's when I realized something. The burn of the cold was never punishment. It was purification. Fire destroys from the outside. Ice destroys from within. But both cleanse. Both refine. Sometimes the cold burns because it's burning away everything false. Every dependency. Every illusion. Every soft lie you told yourself to stay comfortable. That's why the lonely winter matters. It makes you too honest for shallow warmth. I started walking again. Not to escape this time, but to listen. Every breeze carried whispers of the woman I used to be, asking if I missed her. I didn't. She was fragile. Always reaching, always apologizing, always trying to belong. I don't belong anymore. Not to anyone, not even to the season. I exist between them, a creature forged by cold and tempered by heat. I move differently now. I speak slower. I watch people lie to themselves and I see it, the way I used to. And yet, beneath it all, I still ache. Because the cold never really leaves. It hides under your skin like a reminder, a warning, a whisper that says, don't forget what it took to survive. There's a strange kind of beauty in that ache. It keeps you awake. It keeps you real. Sometimes I still wake up at night and expect to see frost on the window, snow on the ground. I miss it. The quiet, the discipline of survival. Spring feels indulgent. Winter demanded honesty, and yet I know I needed both. Because healing isn't about escaping the cold. It's about learning how to carry it with grace. How to hold the frost inside your chest and still bloom anyway. That's what resilience really is. Not forgetting the burn, but building something beautiful from it. So, if you're still in your cold, if your heart feels frozen and your world has gone silent, understand this. The cold will not kill you. It will burn you, and in that burn, it will make you new. One day, you'll step back into the light and realize that the world didn't save you. You saved yourself. You walked through fire made of ice and came out breathing, but don't rush the thaw. Don't chase warmth too quickly. Sometimes the cold still has something to say. When I look in the mirror now, I see her, the woman winter built. Her eyes are darker, but her vision is clear. Her hands tremble sometimes, but not from fear, from power too long contained. I no longer run from solitude. I no longer beg for comfort. I understand now. Sometimes the cold burns, because it's giving you a soul that can survive both the dark and the dawn. So, let it burn. Let it carve its truth into you. You'll hate it while it happens. You'll think you're breaking. But when it's done, you'll realize you were never breaking. You were becoming unbreakable. Because sometimes the cold burns not to destroy, but to remind you, you're still alive. You can still feel. You can still rise, and when the next winter comes, and it will, you won't hide. You'll open the door, look into the frost and whisper, I remember you. And I'm not afraid anymore.